Hi there, it's me, Gamer here. I'm recapping My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 19. Total Episode 157. Please subscribe, watch fully, and send donations. Thanks. Let's get started. In the blocked underground evacuation route, the UA to Shiga from UA to Shigadatsu, citizens are starting to panic from the radio silence and live streams of the heroes' fight against the villains, which is broadcasting all for one's victory in the Gunga Mountain Villa ruins, and the current escaping power struggle between Deku and Tomura. The obstruction in the underground tunnel it was caused by All For One's spies, who is about to cause more damage before he is caught by Gunhead. The man uses his quirk to electrify a cable, which sends several mental structural cables tumbling down onto the group of evacuees. Real Steel moves in to catch one, but is beaten to the punch by the retired Death Arms, whose body moved without thinking thanks to the motivation from Deku's current and past actions against Tomura and the sludge villain, respectively, and in spite of the fears of the same wave of criticism that caused him to quit being a hero. In Control Room, Nomamusa and his men struggle to rally any heroes to stop All For One's path to Tomura. Everyone is either occupied or too weak to press on, and the villains passing through Ido City and closing on the minimum distance needed to use warping on Tomura. One of them jumps back and he sees an alarming spike in temperature at the Gunga Mountain Villa ruins, coming directly from Dabi's body. The police force is frozen from their complete loss and where to move from here, and as soon as interrupted by a phone call from All Might, Shoto and Ignium, who were carrying themselves through the mostly abandoned Kamino ward, also receive it. All Might tells his students that they need to get to the Villa ruins immediately and stop the Dabi before his body explodes, as none of the other heroes have the strength or quirks to handle it. Shoto asks All Might about All For One, and the man, now standing in the middle of the Ido City, says he's got someone strong on the front lines to deal with him. He tells the boys that engine and half cold, half hot are the only powers that can do something about Dabi, and wishing them good luck before ending the call. Shoto wonders how they'll be able to accomplish that, since Ignium's engines are stalled, and the ruins are so far away. His friend retracts the top portion of his helmet and places the muzzle on Shoto's face, telling him that the rainfall has cooled down his legs and he's able to run again. Ignium then extends his muscles and lifts his classmate, now wearing the top portion of armor, on his back, and says that his legs are here to help lost children. With powerful rivering from his engines in his legs, Ignium and Shoto blast off the ground like a rocket as the former moves at maximum speed, allowing the pair to fly off and out of the city in seconds. Ignium's air speed soon reaches astronomical levels thanks to Shoto using his ice to reduce drag from the heat and his fire to reduce friction, allowing him to fly faster than the fighter jet, and head straight towards the ruins in second record's time. Stain and All Might watch and listen to their pair as they head out, one with subdued respect and the other with full faith in the student's conviction. All Might then looks up in the air and sees All For One flying in his direction. He then gets a frantic call from Nomamasa asking what he's planning to do, to which the man implies he's going to take advantage of his archer enemy's obsession merged with his successor's hatred and install the villain himself. The detective asks All Might how he's planning to fight without a quirk, which reminds him of the day Deku asked him that question on the rooftop when they first met. When his confident signature grin, All Might readies himself as the metallic suitcase in the hand, and Hercules begins to transform, and tells the villain that he is here underground. All for one, when spies are finally restrained by Battle Fist and the other heroes. Though unfortunately, the control for the evacuation system has been trashed and can't get the people to safety. The civilians are all shuttled in the tunnel and start to be escorted away from the blast zone by the UA robots, which include the rest of Todoroki's family, who stopped to watch the massive dome of energy being generated by Dabi at the villa ruins. There, Endeavor is trying to lead Dabi as far as possible from the civilians, but the damage he received from the fight with All for One fight kicks in, begins to slow him down. Dabi weeps onto his father while the man begs his oldest son to stop emitting his flames. The villain is well beyond reasoning now, as he gives his father severe burns all across his body and starts shouting phrases that he used to say as a little boy. Endeavor then looks onto the purple cross produced by Phosphor and notices that a chunk of ice forming on his chest, a manifestation of the elements from Ray's quirk. While Endeavor instantly mistakes it for a quick awakening for Blue Flame, he misses that the ice appearances coming from his son's fight or flight response. The man thinks about the horrid life he's tried to atone for in the name of repairing his ruined family, and the consistent dream of his family enjoying themselves at the dinner table without him being accepted with what his oldest son has turned into because of him and everything he's done since he's decided to become a hero. Endeavor tells Dabi that he won't let him die alone, but he's still going to prevent anyone else from getting caught up in their conflict. Conjuring a fist of fire from his severed arm, Endeavor grapples Dabi and begins to fly upward so his son can't explode. Takes his father along with him. Just as the pair get some altitude, they are showered by powerful storms of ice produced by Rei, Natsu, and Fuyumi, who made it to the battle site to help Endeavor and quell their rogue family member. It's not enough to stop the crazed Dabi's massive explosion of compressed heat. Deep inside himself, the man realizes that his entire family is watching him like he's always pined for, back before he turned into a villain. His thermoactive explosion appears to reach its apex, as he wonders if something as simple as that was all he really needed over revenge, and how now wishes that he realized that sooner. Just as that happens, Ignium and Shoto reach the ruins right as maximum speed begins to tap out. Before the reformer tells him that this is as far as he's able to take him. Shoto thanks his friend and reactivates Phosphor before the two tumble onto the ground, and Shoto makes a mad dash towards his older brother. Ignium then thanks Shoto for helping him learn to become the hero he's always wanted to be, and tells him to do the same as the other boy continues his frantic sprint. As Shoto closes on his family, he recalls about one of his first letters he wrote to his mother after moving into the Heights Alliance. He told her that how hard he's trying to socialize with his classmates and other students so he can get stronger as a hero. He doesn't mind butting heads with some of them at some time, since it often leads to better understandings between them. He ended his letter by telling his mother that he's trying his best to be someone who gets mad and cries for himself and the stakes for others. And just like his class, the boy rushes towards his family. The boy then rushes towards his family, just as Dobby begins to detonate. The villain, now noticing Shoto, harbors a worry last-minute desire that his life's origin ended up a lot similar than this, so he could connect with family again, as he was plenty of things to say and argue about with them. As Dobby starts to burst into nothing but energy, Shoto taps him and uses Great Glacier Ardor, instantly cooling the dome of compressed fire and stopping the demise of his family and the people surrounding them. Shoto is thankful that his family, now lying on the ground and with frazzled hair and large number of burns on their skin, like him, were here to lend a hand, since he figures his move wouldn't be able to extinguish the increased temperature of his brother's stored flames. Dobby is lying on his back, partially frozen from the inside out, and now nothing but quickly cursing his family and wishing that all of them would die, himself included. The Never crawls across the ground and puts his hand on his son's chest and gives him his long overdue apology for not going to Sokoto Peak that day. Dobby still whispers his hateful words while shedding a particularly frozen tear, as his father assures him that it's okay to tell them all of that stuff. Never then apologizes to Ray for breaking her mentally, Fumi for showing all that responsibility in his family onto her, Shoto Natsu then regretting him and Shoto for everything before collapsing on the ground in anguish. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Help reach 1,000 plus subscribers. Watching fully helps increase the watch hours, supporters, and plus. And lastly, help fund future videos by donating monthly on the Patreon page, Animator Space Tunes, starting at $2 a month. You can also send donations one time on Ko-Fi, Gamer Tyler, starting at $7. Have a blessed day. See you next video visit. Bye for now. Bye!